Hello. We have had a very big mystery on our hands, and the scholars in this room are the crew members of a very mighty ship, the Envisionaire. While on a voyage to discover ancient treasure, we were marooned on an island, and part of our map was missing. We considered of the entire crew 4 suspects. Today, you will hear the evidence gathered by the scholars and who it was.
For splints, we learned how to put on a cervical, elbow, forearm, and figure of 8 ankle splint. A cervical splint is a neck splint. Elbow and forearm are pretty self-explanatory, as well as figure of 8 splint. Splints help hold fractures and or broken bones in place. Buddy tape helps with patients with injured fingers, etc. All of this info helped us help Captain Thomas solve the case.
For the lung models, we learned that when the diaphragm is stretched on the lung model, the lungs expand. When there are holes in the lungs, the holes cause the lung not to inflate as much as it should. This is called pneumothorax. The best course of treatment for Captain Stewart is observation, since the holes were not very large. Pneumothorax presents itself in the respiratory system, which we also learned about. The respiratory system is a system that helps you breathe.
Hi, I'm an engineer,
Hi, I'm an engineer.
and we're going to be talking about engineering.
Big surprise. We love engineering because we built a robot to find the missing crew members, Sydney Young and Shipwright Neff.
We programmed our robots to follow their trail and also built a bridge to gather resources that washed away.
And in
In
our free time, we made the robots fight against each other. We added screwdrivers on them.
And made lots of friends when we had the bot battles.
We built a bridge for the robots to go under, but we had to restart because we got the wrong directions.
And then we were almost done, but then somebody knocked it over.
An accident!
And we had to restart.
The end.
We are part of Medical Examiner Group B. In this investigation, the first snake got bit by a snake, so we had to figure out what kind of snake bit her and what kind of venom it used. But first we had to learn more about snakes and their venom. There are 2 different types of venom, neurotoxic venom and hemotoxic venom. Neurotoxic venom affects the muscles and can paralyze them. Hemotoxic venom affects the blood and can clot the blood and cause a heart attack. If you get bit, remember to walk away slowly and to stay calm. Don't raise your heartbeat or try to catch the snake.
Now I'll be talking about the cardiovascular system. The cardiovascular system is a system that pumps blood through all your body. While it's pumping blood, it also brings nutrients and oxygen into the cells. It as well brings blood into the blood vessels or the arteries, better known as veins. Thank you for listening.
We're the blood splatter analysis team. We had to figure out who had splattered blood on the floor. To do this, we tested fake blood by dropping it from different heights. This helped us figure out about the height of the killer. I learned that the higher the blood you dropped from, the bigger the splatter.
The blood splatter was important to the case because it told us which height the blood splatter was from. We needed to know this information because all of the crewmates already had many cuts, bruises, and scrapes from sailing during the typhoon season.
To understand the height of the suspect, we conducted 3 trials of blood splatter from 12, 30, and 66 inches. Using our findings from our trials, the evidence let us know what Robert Neff was the primary suspect, and the blood was dropped from 30 inches.
Printing was one of my favorite parts of CSI investigation because we got to figure out who the partner of the thief was. It was Dr. Smart. I had a bad feeling about him this whole time. I guess you could say he wasn't smart enough to get away with it. This was super fun, and I got to make a lot of new friends. I can also teach you how to fingerprint at your own house. First, you'll need a brush, cocoa powder, and tape.
We'll start by dabbing the brush in the cocoa powder, then applying it to the fingerprint. After that, you will put the tape on the fingerprint and then peel off. Then you'll have your fingerprint.
In the CSI investigation, we were in one part of it trying to figure out a substance on the boat to help out Captain Thomas. We tested some powders and tested their appearance, smell, texture, reaction to vinegar, reaction to iodine, and their pH level. We figured out that the substance was cornstarch. That helped us get a little bit closer to finding out the suspect who stole the missing part of the map.
Based on the evidence our STEM group has submitted, we believe that Dr. Smart and shipwright Robert Neff are guilty of stealing the ancient map.